Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all to hear and see this video message. Today we are going to pray for election freebies promised by political parties should be prevented in India. India is an overdose of populism. Populism leads to riots and disaster. Populist type of freebies which are for political reasons should be banned in the country. Freebies makes voters bias towards instant gratification. The promise of 15 lakh in every one bank account by BJP in 2014 general election is a biggest cheating of voters. If freebies are stopped, corrupt politician will not win election. Political parties making promises prior to elections should make budgetary provision to take care of expenses. Freebies involve inefficient usage of public money to gain political advantages. Indians do not need really depend on freebies given from public fund. The freebies do not serve any purpose because they do not make the poor rich or even middle class. The freebies do not even increase the status of the people of India. The freebies are just like giving a chocolate to a child. The chocolate does not ensure a bright future for the child. Our country's economy won't improve unless freebies and logicless welfare scheme were prevented. The political parties pretending to be concerned for the poor are in fact indulging in financial mismanagement, having no roadmap to tap resources to fund freebies if elected to power. Freebies subsidies should be implemented only if there is a revenue surplus in state budget. The provision of free electricity, free water, free public transportation, waiver of pending utility bills and farm loan waivers are often regarded as freebies which potentially undermine credit culture, distort price through cross-subsidisation. This erodes incentives for private investment and disincentivise work at the current wage rate, leading to a drop in labor force participation. No wonder many parties do not want freebies stopped. Reckless spending by Indian state governments on freebies have historically attracted voters, but it means trading of a good quality of life. Reckless freebies hurt state finances by imposing large indirect costs. Though India's GDP is not as high as that of the US or European Union, India outstripped them all in subsidies. No advanced economy in the West spends more than 1% of GDP on subsidies across all sectors. For example, total subsidy in Germany is 0.9% of its GDP. In France, just 0.4%, but in India, agriculture subsidies alone eat up to around 2.25% of our GDP. Meanwhile, distortion in the power sector alone cost the Indian exchequer over 4% of our GDP. Of course, there is a law to keep a lid on government spending, the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act, but it needs more best practices. In this fiscal, various Indian state governments have already announced over 1 lakh crore rupees, 12.5 billion US dollars worth of welfare schemes and subsidies. Expenditure on freebies should range from 0.1% to 2% of states GDP. Some states, however, are faced with an acute problem. Subsidies provided by highly indebted ones such as Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Punjab cost them 14.1%, 10.8% and 17.8% respectively of the revenue receipts. Adding committed expenses like salaries, pension and interest outgo to subsidies, 16 states saw their overall expenses eat into 56% of the revenue in the financial year 2022 and 23. According to the data from Comptroller and Auditor General of India, the total expenditure of all state governments on subsidies grew by 12.9% on 2020 and 21. Freebies have exceeded 2% of gross state domestic product for some highly indebted states such as Andhra Pradesh and Punjab. The debt GSDP ratio of states increased from 22.6% in 2013 to 31.2% in 2022. Many states will find freebies difficult to fund. Andhra Pradesh announced freebies in financial year 2023 that would consume almost 30.3% of its own tax revenue. For Madhya Pradesh, this figure was close to 28.8%. For Punjab, this was around 45.4%, and for West Bengal it came to 23.8% as per RBI report.